The event itself is perfect, and I haven't expected that so many people will come in presence. So really, I'm very, very surprised. And I think that it's an annual capital meeting in a summit in Riga or even Baltic. So really, thanks this for Signet. And from the panelists and the reactions from the panel is really exciting that we are still optimistic, and we do not need to make a break, and companies and issuers, they may come to the market, and everything depends on your story, on your financials, because there are money in market, just you need to tell them, to discuss with them, and to sit around one table. So really, opportunity is still here. Like we're stressing, the market is fluctuating. And in advance to foresee the topics for the next year, I would be not so trust in myself to guess. But what is for sure that sustainability and green angle will be still the hot topics. And everything else, it's about the price. I will wait for the end of the conference. So not at the moment, but the ideas from the first also panelists and discussion of the panelists is clear that we need to make stronger our, nevertheless, investor base. And we still miss mid-investor level. So this is also like a homework for regulators, a homework for business people, how we could do it. I will say, and you will decide to which box to put my ideas. But I hope that, let's say, every market, and even our market, it cannot grow in one day. It's a process, and we really growing very fast. What we did in 30 years comparing, it's really amazing. And from Sweden, the guy also has mentioned this angle. I would say not to stop, and especially if we look from the regulatory angle, just to flexible the funds, let's trust in fund managers. Let's trust in pension fund managers that they would be able to decide and to invest and not to limit their decisions in advance. So I would say the market has showed the trust, and let's a little bit take off all the ropes, and that they could invest and give this advantage to our market. This is not a luxury. This is what the conclusion was from our panelists. This must be in the nearest future, especially when we want to attract institutional funds. So if you go to the market with 100 and above issues, or above even 50 million, you will need to have this in the pocket. For small issues, also, of course, it will be still too expensive and maybe not so relevant. But in the future, nevertheless, it will be like a basic where nobody will discuss. I wouldn't say unfortunately, no, fortunately, because it means that we are looking in the future in a longer perspective, not for a short period. So this benefits to everybody. In deal structures, maybe I could tackle more documentation structure, that also it is influenced that documentation, especially for smaller issues, it should be simple. And the investors and the issuers, they are looking for simple documentation, and that's what we are going and have to look to. Bigger issues, bigger risk, institutional investors. This sector is more classical or not so open for changes. But for small issues, we definitely change it. Lithuanian, for sure. We are closer to Scandinavians, we are like more conservative, and we do not take so much risk, really. Only Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia.